folks, back for news that hardly makes the headlines, but it is news, right? This is this has been one of the best parliament sessions. Lots of speeches, from especially from the opposition, whether it is Akhilesh, whether it is Mahua Moitra, whether it's Rahul Gandhi. They really have taken on. Uh, uh, the Saptadhari Dal, which continues to think that it's got a majority, but actually it's 240, and India Gathbandhan is 237, and may edge up past them in 240, right? And that dhos jamane ka silsila, that attitude that you saw in Anurag Thakur and Sita Raman just shows that they just haven't learned, right? Continue to be, holier than thou, thinking that they are protecting our country and protecting our culture, and then nothing of the sort, because they know nothing of sacrifice, especially people like Anurag Thakur, born into a privileged family as he is, right? So, and I see something, when somebody spoke about, I said, I'm going to talk about American elections and Kamala Harris, but that's excited me. That's excited me just like Rahul Gandhi and the India opposition did here. It's really funny when you see those, because I'm watching that perpetually, and I'm seeing that campaign is running on freedom, it's running on love, it's running on inclusivity, it's running against a project called 2025, which is like abysmal, which is like doing away with democracy, it's running against Trump's comment saying that there will be no election. Hey, out there, you guys out there, do you see a parallel, right? It's running against hate, right? So similarly, when Anurag Thakur was pulling it, I was out there making a jibe at Rahul Gandhi about his jaat, because when you ask somebody's jaat, right? I don't have one, but if you ask somebody's jaat, it's basically tantamount to putting him down, right? Hey, who the hell do you think you are, right? And he's saying that uski to jaat bhi nahi hai, right? On the same time, Trump has decided he's going to do something bully the same way. He goes and attends, and I mean, obviously the Association of the Black Journalists calls him in, and they should have expected this. 3 women and him, and he was out there just to prove a point, because he's still not committed to debate Harris, so he wanted to show he can take on women of color, right? But what atrocious statements, that he didn't know that she was black, that she, because she always pretended she was Indian, and somewhere previously she flipped and said that she was black, and it just goes how to show, and it's a disaster if you think about it, that when you think about Putin, Xi, Trump, and our guy, you got a gallery that is disastrous, right? Thakur's cast jibe at Rahul fans, and the person who came out very strongly was Akhilesh, and as he should, and it just shows the kind of jugalbandi between at least 3 or 4 major power centers. One is Tamil Nadu's Stalin. One is Uddhav Thackeray, which is a critical player for Hinduism out of Maharashtra. One is RJD. He's not been out there very much because obviously he's trying to put the pieces together to figure out why Bihar didn't work. And it probably didn't work because of Lalu, because he did not kind of let his guard down as much as Akhilesh did with Rahul Gandhi. And here Akhilesh hints at insider job in BJP's UP Lok Sabha. This is really pointing fingers at and putting ghee in the fire against Yogi and Prithvi Shah, right? Agnipath scheme triggers fierce Akhilesh Anurag clash. And this is really funny. Agnipath is being called a national security issue by the finance minister Sita Raman, who doesn't know very much about finance. She's been called out now to defend Agniveer. What's Rajnath doing? Because he really doesn't, I think he's defenseless as far as Agnipath is concerned. So many deaths. I think last count that 12 to 13 went. I didn't know that. Another Indian dies in Ukraine, 5th this year. This has all got to do with Agnipath and unemployment and the lovely line of control cartoon that goes with it. And this is what terrorists cross from IP. I read this, but what I forgot to tell you is infiltrators likely getting high-tech foreign help to dig tunnels across border, says of it. High-tech. Definitely not from Pakistan. So where are they? My question to these smart guys, Ajit Doval and so on and so forth, is which is this country? Only one comes to mind, China. That's it. Or Turkey. at best. But hey, you can't point fingers at them because good old what is this dog? Dancer, fancy dancer in a smart suits is trying to say, oh, let's maintain what is that sanctity of the line of action. No, but what is the sanctity? Rajasthan schools to mark day Article 370 was abrogated. Well, now that's what our schools have come down to in education, as I pointed out yesterday. Education and the depth it's sunk to with unreality and unchecked falsehoods is just not going to make us Viksit Bharat. Right? Free media from Kate says Rahul has fresh parliament curbs path. So this is a crazy sign. All these chamchas, go the media, all bloody Times now, everybody's reporter was in a glass enclosure, not allowed to come out. And that was the saddest sight ever. But what we should be worried about this? Can't you hear cries of women, kids in Manipur? MP asks, here's that. Both the MPs now are going to be trouble for the Prime Minister. They're going to keep bringing Manipur up. Both are from the Congress. Right? Get this right. So if you had done all these great things in Manipur as Shah suggests he's done, you wouldn't have lost both the seats, right? SC to decide if states can take retrospective taxes on mine. And this is a brilliant, and it should be done, because that's going to put the central government in a spot, and it's going to finally give some power to decide on states like mineral-rich states like Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, and the like. And when you're teaching Article 370 and all the other rubbish, UPSC cancels Pooja's candidature, debars her from future exams. So UPSC, as Rahul Gandhi said, forget UPSC and NEET and all the exams done by the center, now by NAT, are a pit of vipers of serious amount of corruption which involves, I think, the administration, the ministers, and the coaching centers. Saini to lead BJP Haryana campaign and write down the shoot, because Saini ain't got no following. All he's doing is spending money of himself and more. He doesn't understand Modi's face on the same page as him leaves him with absolutely no votes at all. JDS pulls out of NDA Yatra over BJP's Preetam Gowda link. Okay, great. Now JDS has also finally figured out that it's going to sync with the BJP, so they pulled out, right? ED is at it again because they know things are in trouble in all the three states that are coming up. So ED lends on 2 HP Congress netas and Ayushman beneficiary scam. I hope these netas stand up and are not like the people who let the Congress down. And not like the people who let the Congress down in Himachal Pradesh. And a couple of names come to mind, and one of them is Rajiv Shukla, and I hope they get to the bottom of this, and that other Princeling and Pratibha Singh, and get to the bottom of this, because there was no reason, at least for Kangana to have won. In 3 years, power cuts in India will rise, says report. So hey, and this is the funny thing, we're going hell-bent, Adani, Duni, everybody's going hell-bent on going on green. Now here comes a report that the demand for electricity at night obviously is not going to get met by solar, right? Unless we create some massive battery power, which is not happening, right? At the same speed as solar is going down. And this is a brilliant thing. Now I tell you why our petrol prices are not coming down. Private refiners grow local market shares as export margins dip. And who are these two? RIL and Nayara. Nayara is a Russian company, and RIL thrives completely on Russian oil imports. So folks, that is why you and me essentially are supporting the Russian war. You and me. And a Russian war and the decimation of Ukraine. You and me. 3 cheers, Jai Hind.